The one that, hey, yo, Mark, I love your setup, boy. Oh, you flexing. Yo, you talking about chandeliers.
I seen your work, man.
He got a chandelier back there. Did you rob a breech truck for that thing or something, Mark? Oh, my God,
I seen your work, man.
No, yo, Mark, we get it. We understand. We get it. You're on your throne. Yo, Mark, thank you for coming back to the show.
I need to know, am I your resident NBA basketball expert? Because I've done the Joper show more than I've done Sports Center. So I'm honored.
Let me tell you something. The Joper show is where it's at. This is the real pulse of the city of the game. Ro Parrish is always on here. Ro Parrish. We had Jalen Rose. I recommend you see that one.
I've watched all of them. I've watched all of them.
That must be his anniversary. It must be his anniversary that day because that boy was lit. But let me tell you, I got to bring Jalen Rose back because I want to know if it was just a fluke. It was so exciting that I was like, yo, I love this guy. I got to bring him back.
No, he's great.
But Mark, thank you for coming on with us. Everybody, all my Rucker guys, they all say rest in peace, Escalade. You know, your brother
Absolutely.
was a big, big deal in the street basketball world. Rest in peace as you. Mark, what's going on in this bubble? Like, I'm going to ask you the first question. Do you think it's right, you as a young player, Mark Jackson, I had Iverson on yesterday, Bubba Chuck. He said he would have never allowed his coach to have him on the bench like they doing Zion. Imagine you was in Zion's position. You've been out for 4 months. He's obviously able to play, and they sitting him on the bench. What you think about that?
Well, first of all, outstanding job. I watched the entire show with Chuck, the great Allen Iverson. It was incredible, and just listening to his stories and listening to the love from both of you guys, I was glued to it watching it. So outstanding job. I'll tell you this. If you're Allen Iverson, and it's old school versus new school, and it's not a knock, but old school guys going to tell the coach, the general manager, the doctors, forget that. If I'm up, I'm playing. If I'm here, if I'm not going to play with my foot on the gas pedal, then there's no sense in me being here. Even Wilt said, I'm going to come once during the day. Either you want me to shoot around or you want me game. You decide. When I'm here for game, I'm playing. So old school mentality can't sit there and say, you're looking out for my best interest. I done had 4.5 months off. I done chilled for 4.5 months. I done got my body to the best possible position where I'm healthy and whole. Let me go, especially with fighting for a playoff chance. And I understand, certainly from the organizational standpoint, we're trying to protect our future. I get that. But from a player standpoint, I'm not sitting there just watching my team go down the drain. I want to give us the best possible chance.
You know, this kid looks like a beautiful kid, man, but he's got to be stressed out that they got him on the bench, and he's must-see TV. I know he's out of shape. I'm upset with him. I am the biggest bandwagon groupie of Zion Williams. I am his groupie. And I ain't going to lie to you, I'm pissed that he came up in here looking chubby. Like, I argue with everybody about Zion. He's letting me down. Like, this guy got to take this thing serious, Mark.
He's young. He's young. And he's in better shape than he was when he first started. So I'll give him credit with that. There's still a ways to go, and it's looking over the long haul. He's a guy that came into this league, you know, big boned and with an incredible body. So it's about. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You faded out for a second, but we good.
My apologies. The thing that people are not talking about and mentioning is the impact that it has. All of a sudden, we're looking saying, you know, what's going on? Here we are doing everything we can to put ourselves in position.
I can't do that. I think given the fact that the fans can't even be at the game, given the fact that we waited 4.5 months, you're going to come back and you're going to get the rising star, the sensation, the new king of the league. You're going to sit him on the bench. I don't think this is good for renegotiations from New Orleans. I think they don't realize what kind of damage they're doing to this kid.
He's going to be just fine. He's going to be a big-time player, and you can tell by the way he plays. By the way, I tell you what, he doesn't get enough credit for the individual that he is. You listen to him answer questions. You listen to him respond. You listen to him handling the bright lights and being the man from day one, whether it be at Duke or with the Pelicans. He's handled it exceptionally well. The future is very bright. They did a great job making a trade for Anthony Davis and acquiring assets, whether it be players, draft choices, or money down the road. So this team is set up to be very good for a long time to come. So I wouldn't say they've done a horrible job. They've done a very good job, and they're protecting their interests, which you're well aware of how you do it in business. But it's about taking the baby wheel, the training wheels off. Once we realize he can go, okay, give him the green light, and then forget about what the doctors say. If you tell me I can't damage myself anymore, let me play basketball.
You know, what's the experience like? Because I always love talking to you, you know, living legend. But what's the experience like in the bubble? You're in the bubble, you're calling the games, you got a plastic between each other. Do you and Jeff hug? Coach Van Gundy, like what's it like being there? What's the experience? Because I remember your first trip on the plane, you was bugging a couple of months ago.
No
you
question.
Was like, you sound like me. Like now I'm terrified of just being on a plane, and you was terrified. You was scared of the whole thing. So what's it like being in the bubble?
Well, fortunately for us, we're not in the bubble. We're in our own bubble. So like right now, I had an opportunity to take 4 or 5 days off, come home, then I'm going to go back, and Jeff's going to get an opportunity to go home. What we didn't want to do is be away for 3 months until the championship is crowned, away from, as you know, family, away from making sure everything is good at home. That's first and foremost. So the opportunity to come home and then go back in 4 days. But when I'm there, we have our own bubble. So we have no contact with the players other than phone calls, Zoom calls, interviews that way. So there's no hand-to-hand, contact with them. We're in a special area where it's just us. And with Jeff, with Mike, with Lisa, with our crew, we're around each other. There's no hugging. We get tested twice a week. We get those results. Like when I go back, I have to quarantine for a day, get a test, make sure when that test comes back negative, then I'm able to work. So they have done an incredible job of setting this thing up. I mean, you think about it. This place,
everybody needs to take notes from the NBA.
This was a slab of concrete. The Disney is bigger than Manhattan actually, but this was all concrete. They've done an incredible job of building this thing from scratch and making sure they put us in the best possible way where we can be safe and at the end of the day crown a champion.
No, this is what the NBA has done. Football better be watching the NBA.
Well, football, basketball, all of those sports. I mean, the only way you can really pull this off is to have some type of bubble, because I'm trusting the guy, and it could be harmless. You can go home. Your kids in some of these states, which is crazy to me, can go to school. They can pick it up at school, bring it back home. Now all of a sudden they bring it back to the baseball or football player, and all of a sudden now the game is ruined.
They try to do this thing in school, like let them go 2 days to school, 3 days virtual. So what are you saying? You doing a test to see if they catch the COVID?
Can't do it,
Joe. Home and get my mother sick?
Can't do it. I know me and mine, we're too valuable, and I know you feel the same way. It's not worth it. Let's make sure we get this thing under control before we have an opportunity, look, to go to school and do other things that's going to be there. Let's be smart about this.
Now, let me touch something, right? Mark, I know you're very religious. You're very into church. What do you tell my religious friends? Because I know some Jewish people like this. I know some Christians like this. I know some Muslims like this. And our love goes out to Lebanon. Whatever happened over there, I've been praying for you. my brothers and sisters. But there's some people who say, God got me. And they don't, and oh,
Yeah,
no,
you're right. You're right.
no, it's 10,000, and I'm not disrespecting in no way. 10,000 Hasidic Jews in Brooklyn, you know, at a funeral, and they don't care. There's no social distancing. They like, we serve God.
Right.
What do you say to that?
That's a great question. And I'm not into church. I'm not into religion. I'm into Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I don't, you know, and I'm not trying to, no, you didn't, you didn't insult me. There's people that think, oh, it's just religion. No, I got a relationship, and I try to live.
Jesus Christ too.
No, this ain't at you. I'm just saying to you, I'm not perfect, but I'm trying to serve the perfect one and trying to be the best that I could possibly be. So the answer to that, what do I say? To every religion, I can only speak on behalf of Christianity because that's me. And they say, God got me, so I'm going to go to church and I'm going to do me. Guess what? In the Bible, Herod was looking all throughout Egypt for Jesus, for this young boy. He looked all around. And guess what they did? Jesus didn't say, God got me. They hid him. They hid him. Think about that. So that's all we're trying to do. We're trying to be smart, use wisdom, and until we get the proper strength, knowledge, and understanding of the enemy that's trying to attack us, then let's make sure we put ourselves in a position where we're not in harm's way and in no danger. So if Jesus could hide and not say, God got me, well, I could certainly hide and still say, God got me.
I agree. I feel like we can have the strongest relationship with God, but at the same time, be smart.
Be smart.
Wear a mask, sanitize your hands, take care of yourself, man. Because, you know, some people, they let that go to their heads and they like, you know, I'm good. And you could be the most religious person in the world and end up in that ICU.
There are over 160,000, 155,000 folks that have died. There's some great people. There's some strong religious folks that have lost their lives, and not because of ignorance or making mistakes. It's that this enemy is serious and trying to take us out.
And you don't know who you around. Like you know, you try not to be around. You try to stay with people that you know been quarantined. You do everything you can do, but you know it can still get you somehow. You know.
I went out about a week and a half ago. I went to the store, maybe 2 weeks ago. Went to the store. I'm Reggie Miller's oldest son's godfather. I see Reggie Miller, his wife, his 2 kids, and I'm with my youngest. We didn't hug, we didn't dap. And we are brothers. We love each other. But this thing is serious, and we don't want to put each other in harm's way. So you got to use wisdom, man, and make sure we take care of one another.
Mark, let me tell you something, man. I went through Harlem the other day. I drove, you know, when I'm in New York, I like eating dinner on a Sunday night, Saturday night, and just driving through New York City with the wife. I've done this my whole life. Queens, Brooklyn, everywhere. I seen 1,000 people on every corner in Harlem on Saturday, no mask on, with DJs on every corner. I could not believe what was going on. Like people can't wish this disease away. You just can't. You can't just wake up and be like, yo, it's gone.
That's right.
It's not gone.
That's right.
And people got to protect themselves.
And the message got to be to our people and to all people. We can't do it. We got to be smart, because you going out partying with 1,000 folks on the street in Harlem, putting me at danger, because at some point it's going to get to me and mine. If you're reckless and careless about what you're supposed to do towards this pandemic that's going on, your recklessness is going to make me pay the price somewhere along the line in my family. I got family. You got family. We're in New York City. So what are we doing? Let's take care of one another and begin to think it's bigger than me. It's about we.
Let me tell you something, man. Thank God basketball is back. And I've been watching every game. And who do you think's the sleeper out of the East? Who do you think is the sleeper out of the West? Who can give, let's say, the Clippers or Lakers, because we assume they got it. Who could give them the worst problem if they bump into them in the playoffs, and vice versa with either Milwaukee or Toronto?
Well, Toronto is definitely a team that can take care of business in the Eastern Conference. They're proven. They have championship DNA. You think about it. Last year with Kawhi Leonard, they had a better record without him than they did when he was healthy and whole on their team. So we take for granted what they bring to the table every single day. In the Eastern Conference, everybody yells Milwaukee, Milwaukee, Milwaukee. Certainly, Giannis is again an opportunity to win back-to-back MVP awards. He's an incredible basketball player, but that team has weaknesses. That team has flaws, and there's about 3 or 4 teams in the Eastern Conference. To me, even when you look at the Miami Heat, their versatility, their depth, their swag, that's a dangerous team. Philadelphia is good enough. I don't know if they're consistent enough. Toronto, again, Boston, you're talking about the depth, the talent, the ability. Some scary teams. And when you go out west, to me, the Houston Rockets with James Harden and his ability to score the basketball, with another sidekick in Russell Westbrook, his ability to carry the load when James is having a bad night or off night or even a great night. The only team, if I'm Houston, that I have a problem facing, in my opinion, is the Los Angeles Clippers because of their ability to defend on the perimeter. You talk about Pat Beverly, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George, 3 guys that are flat-out elite defenders against perimeter guys. You can throw those guys at James Harden and try to wear him down. And they're extremely well coached. So that's a team that I believe if you're Houston, you have every right to believe you can beat anybody.
Do you believe Clippers are taking the chip?
I believe that it's open for about 5 to 7 teams right now, and the Clippers
really
are definitely.
Believe that?
I believe that. I believe the Clippers are one of the favorites.
Even the Lakers or the Clippers?
No, I think that, like I said, I think if the Lakers match up against Houston, the Lakers are going to be the favorite. But Houston with James Harden and Russell Westbrook, and it's personal against an LA team, can beat them. The Lakers will be the favorite, but I'm not saying I'm taking the Clippers, the Lakers, and you can have the field. I'd rather have the field.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And it's a real toss-up. I hear some people say LeBron, some people saying Greek the Freak, MVP. Who do you think will take it this year?
I'm going with Jopra. I'm going with Jopra, without a doubt.
Killing these guys. Yeah, listen to me. Yeah, Mark, that we killing these guys. My wife, let me tell you, she told me, stop, Joe, stop, be humble. You be killing the competition every day. I kill these guys all the time. Like
I'm watching it, man.
Destroying the competition and rubbing it in. And
I told you,
says,
I'm sitting there watching.
Nice.
I'm watching Allen Iverson, Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. I'm watching every single night. I'm watching you put on a clinic on how to interview and how to bring in the best talent. So I say the MVP should go to Joey Crack.
Let me ask you a question, Mark Jackson. We've been here before. We continue to be here. The Knicks got a new coach. It's not Mark Jackson. What do they want me to do? Slit my wrist or something? Like, what do they want me? What do they want me to do? Like, I can't. If I'm a lobbyist, I'd have lobbied for Mark Jackson to the moon and back. I don't like. It does not make sense.
Well, we know somebody that's not listening to Jopra. We figured that out because we know which way you would have went. But I tell you what, they got a very good coach. A guy that works extremely hard, a guy that's prepared and has done an outstanding job in this league, whether it be in Chicago, did a very good job getting Minnesota in the playoffs. I wish them nothing but the very best. I'm like you. If I had the choice, we know which way I would have went. But I don't have the choice. So I wish them nothing but the very best. And what God has for me will ultimately be mine. And I look forward to the day of coaching again in this league.
I'm going to die one day, Mark Jackson. I'm going to tell you why. Gonna wake up one morning. It's gonna be. I'm gonna give you a prediction, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm gonna give you a prediction. I'm gonna.
Is this a Jopra moment? Is this a Jopra moment?
Jopra moment.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is in the spiritual. This is in the prophecy.
Because
I've been talking to you and I see something I don't like, but in a good way. I'm gonna wake up one morning. And I'm going to have to walk about 30, 40 blocks because I'm going to read in the headlines. Mark Jackson, the coach of the New York Brooklyn Nets. I'm going to die. No, it's going to happen. because the Knicks keep playing, I'm going to wake up one morning and my greatest nightmares at that point, I'm done. I'm going to wake up and it's going to say the Brooklyn Nets hired Mark Jackson as head coach.
Well, I don't know about that. You prophesied that. We'll see how that all plays out. I know that one day I will be a head coach again. I look forward to it. And I know that Fat Joe will be a supporter and cheering as loud as anybody else of whichever team is willing to give me an opportunity. I look forward to that day. I really do.
Yo, Mark, let me tell you something, bro. Man, I love that you back on TV. I love Coach Van Gundy. I love all you guys. You know, to me, you guys, well, to the fellas and a lot of women too, because a lot of women sit down and watch the NBA with their husbands and love sports too. But to me, you guys are the real reality show. Like, we watch you every night. We don't miss you, whether we in a barn, a pub, the house, the hotel, the plane. We watching reality TV every night, and you guys are must-see TV. I tell you something, man. I'm just so happy, and I'm proud of the NBA and what they've been able to do, and how they haven't shied away from the Black Lives Matter movement. How they got it right in your face. I love that all the jerseys say something else. I think it was Jeff Green had vote on the back of his thing.
Right.
You got
right.
Black Lives Matter, and you got say their names, and you got this powerful stuff.
It's absolutely unbelievable. And we give credit to the NBA. We give credit to the organizations. Give credit like across the board, the players that kept their foot on the gas pedal, that kept the pressure on the powers that be, that said, no, we're not taking a back seat this time. We're going all the way. This is they have crossed the line, and we're going to take a stance. So with their statements, with their stance, it's been a powerful job in making guys like Muhammad Ali, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Jim Brown, John Carlos, all of those guys that fought for this day, the Dr. Kings, the John Lewises, all of those people that fought for this day to come. We're not there, but they got to be awfully proud of the stand are taking across the board. You look at Maya Moore, WNBA, incredible basketball talent that shut down her career to fight for a man's life that was serving life in prison, and he's now a free man because of her sacrifice.
Man, that's beautiful. And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something else. Anybody who's sleeping on the WNBA is crazy. Those women are balling.
Salute.
On another, no. Years ago, I watched the Liberty. I watched, it was really cool. What they doing now, they getting busy out, like on another level. Like the level of talent from the WNBA is like, it's must-see TV too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Great skill where we're watching bigs that have guards handles and have guard jump shots. So it's almost like we're watching the NBA, but in the women's version. There are women these women are flat out incredible talents on the basketball floor where you're watching them saying, before you used to watch them saying, man, she can't handle me. You're a dude watching that. Let's be real. You're a dude watching at home like, oh, she don't stand a chance. Now, if you say that, you flat out lying. She's giving you the business.
No, you really lying. Like, I'm watching some of these girls ball, and it's different. Like the other day, I was sitting on the couch, and I've always supported the WNBA. Shout out my girl Cap 23, legend. She was killing the WNBA. I always watched her play. I used to go to the games to see her. But now I sit on that couch and I'm like, yo, these women is balling.
Right.
On another level.
It's fun to watch.
Give me one Kobe Bryant story and I'll let you go. One Kobe Bryant story.
Well, first of all, I got to send you my sons. Two of my sons do music, and I got to definitely send you that. So that's.
Yeah, you got an open lane here.
I got
all
that.
Day.
We're gonna definitely take care of that. I look forward to it because we respect you as a legend in the game. My Kobe Bryant moment, well, two of them. The last game he went to was the Dallas Mavericks against the Los Angeles Lakers with his beautiful daughter, Gigi. And I'm walking in the back, and the game's over with, and Kobe's coming down the tunnel, and I turn around. Somebody yelled my name. I turn around, and it's him with Gigi. And I'm like, I stop, we talk, and he introduced her. I know she is, okay, because I knew her game and everything. I knew that's her daughter, his daughter. I followed him, and, you know, calling games and all that. So he goes, you know, in practice when we say hand down, man down? And she goes, yes. And he goes, this is where it came from. This is where it came from. And she smiles, and I'm like, thank you. And everything in me wanted to say, yo, let's get a quick flick. But I didn't, out of respect.
No,
and I regret
come
it.
from the old school where you was like a sucker to ask for a pick.
Right.
Yo, I used to be with Biggie every day. I don't have no picks with Big. Like,
Right.
we come up at a whack time, but we feel less of saying, yo, let's take the pick.
Right. You gotta memorize that moment. And then, you know, for it to happen 5 minutes from where I live was absolute tragic. And I'm talking about a great guy and a great family man, a most improved husband, father, man, player, everything. Salute him and his. But
Let me
we
tell you
played him in the
something,
finals.
Remy's here cooking for me. Let's see how that turns out. Pat Booth is here.
Legends.
My goddaughter's here. Legend. Mark Jackson called you a legend. Your Pat Booth. Y'all, they bigging you up on this show.
They got two legends in the family.
Yeah.
Two legends in their family. That's right.
Yeah, this my man. But let me tell you, damn, I forgot. Oh, so the only time I ever met Kobe Bryant
was when Brett asked for a picture.
When Brett
stole.
Remy, me, and Pat, we performed at Beyonce's concert. He's coming up with his wife. And I'm like, oh, Kobe, right? His wife's telling him, gotta take this pic. And Pistol Pete snuck in there with us too, right?
I was the only one that had enough balls to ask for me. He said yes, and I'm the only one that you don't see in the picture.
You're not in the picture?
I asked for the picture, Joe. He said yes, and you, Pat, Pistol, all y'all swarmed me and bumped me out.
I felt so
How y'all
good
strong
after
on
that
Remy,
picture. Yo, let me tell you something. I felt so good after that picture. Yo, Mom, I was like, yes. And it's a dark one. You know, it ain't really the good quality, but I'll take it.
Joe, we played them before they won a championship. We were in the finals against them, Indiana against the Lakers in 2000. Shaq fouls out. We now have an opportunity to take over the series if we win another game at home. Kobe Bryant has a look in his eyes where he begins to take over, scoring in a variety of ways. I look at Reggie Miller, my Hall of Famer two guard, that we feel good matching up against him. And I say, let me get him one time. Old school says, let me get him one time because I want to hammer him. I want to hammer him to send a message. Not here, young fella. I switch. He make a move on me so quick. I hammer him, knocks down the jumper and one. I look at Reggie and go, you got him now. I'm done.
Okay. I got two favors for you. I don't know Reggie Miller. For many, many years, I never even said hi to him. One day, maybe like 5 years ago, I was walking to Newark Airport, and he came up to me. We couldn't avoid. We was just walking like this. And he said, Joe, it's over. The Knicks, everything. You can say hi. Because I used to see him at All-Star weekends, parties, never say hi, like holding a grudge. So I said, what's up to him? He shouted me out that night. I need Reggie Miller on this show. I need you to help me figure out.
You got an inside lane. That's
assistant.
done. No, I got you. That's done.
No, I need it.
That's done.
Bad.
That's done.
Right?
I got you.
Number two is I need you. This is the first time I ever did this. But I just thought about it because, you know, I do these promos just before I come on. I need you to go. This is the big show. Hand down, man down.
That's done.
Let's
Whatever,
go.
anything for you, man. We family. Oh, you want it now?
Now, I want to hear it.
This is the big show. Hand down, man down. Joker, mama,
Yes.
there goes that man.
Yo, Mark, thank you so much. God bless. I
Nothing but
appreciate
love,
you, man. I'll
man.
talk to you
Love
soon.
you, bro. Keep on rolling, all right?
Man, love you, man. Wow.